Successful real estate investors don't wait for the market to change. They change with the market. The reason I say that is because today's episode is going to be about the differences between 2023, which was blazing hot, the real estate market was booming, money was literally free, just take it, buy property, create success. And in today's market, in 2025, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more challenging, especially for new real estate investors. If you're new to the market, I don't know if you know how to make the right moves as successful investors do. But by the end of this episode, I'll tell you how to change with this massive change from 2023 to 2025. So I have here some bullet points that I should definitely talk about. And I don't want to miss anything because this information, just like in the other podcasts I'm doing, is extremely important and valuable if you're starting out in real estate, and also if you have some experience, because a lot of real estate investors that are successful, they've been successful in times that, you know what, you don't really need to do much. You don't really need to be creative. You don't need to really think much because the market went up so much in the past, 10 years, 15 years, and people just made a lot of money without doing anything. But today, it's different because today, the market doesn't welcome the lazy real estate investors. They're welcoming real estate investors that are up for a war, that are up for a massive challenge. And this is the challenge. The real estate market is extremely challenging. People can't make a lot of money, and the money is not as free as it used to be. Rates are super high, and I'm going to touch in a few minutes on this topic as well. But let's talk about the inventory, because we know what we have today. Hopefully you do know. We're in October 2025. There's a lot of listings. Everybody's trying to sell their properties. People which are sellers, homeowners, a lot of them, they stuck with no money. Real estate investors are stuck in the middle of projects with no money. I'm a hard money lender. If you don't know, my name is Yanni Raz again, Cup of Real Estate. And as a hard money lender, I talk to a lot of real estate investors for the past 25 years. And this year, I noticed a massive change with real estate investors' requests. I used to get requests for, Yanni, hi, I'm doing a fix and flip. I got a great deal. I need the money. No problem. Hey, Yanni, hi, I got a new development. I just need money. No problem. Everything is rates is 8, 9%. No problem. But today, the type of phone calls I'm getting from real estate investors is like, oh, hey, Yanni, listen, I'm in the middle of a project and I'm stuck. I have no money to finish the project. The existing hard money lender or the bank, they don't want to give me money. They don't want to cooperate with me. They don't want to help me. So those are the type of phone calls I'm getting these days, like the past year or so. So I noticed the difference. I noticed the change. And I'm kind of adapting because I'm learning how to change with the change because I've been through some changes with the real estate market in the past, 2008. In 2008, I got hurt really bad because I didn't know how to learn how to change with the change. Today, I know how to change with the change, and that's what I'm teaching you. So we're talking about the inventory. Today, inventory is high. Everybody's selling. In 2023, it was much lower. So the real estate investors was up for looking for any property because any property going to make them money. The rates are low and the inventory is low and they can buy property, they can get good deals, they can make money. It's still going up. But now it's different because the inventory is low and because the inventory is high. And because the inventory is high, a lot of real estate investors are under pressure. The rates are high, inventory is high, real estate market is barely moving. If you notice all the properties that are on the market, I'm talking specifically on residential because commercial is completely different. Even though in mixed-use properties, apartment buildings, because that's my main forte, I'm developing apartment buildings, I noticed a massive change there also with the type of buildings you do. If you if you have buildings that are more luxurious, then you have a little bit less challenge than those that are like low income, for example. Low income, massive challenge for a lot of people. But let's go back to the residential. In the residential market, the massive challenge that we have right now, because the inventory is high, everybody's putting their houses on the market. So now what's happening, because nothing is selling, sellers are lowering prices. It didn't happen in 2023. Nobody needed to lower prices. Everybody needed to up the price, and then there's a lot of kind of like investors that making blind offers just to get a hold of the property, with a good rate. Like they can get like 3-4% interest rate, and they can lock up an amazing deal, flip it probably like 6 months later, making a couple of $100,000, and they're good to go. Today, it's a little bit different, because today nobody's really buying. A lot of real estate investors are very timid. They're afraid of buying. They're saying, okay, let's wait for the market to change, and then I'm going to step in. I don't believe that this is the right way to do, because if you're a real estate investor, this is what you do. You need to learn how to change and adapt with the changes of the market, to act differently, to make different offers, to talk to different sellers, to look at different properties, maybe in different locations. What I do, for example, I used to, like in 2023, I bought properties, and I really didn't care about the price. I was thinking about the value. As long as the price makes sense, I'm not going to try to lowball too much. I'm just going to say, I'm going to create some value for this property, and in 2 years from now, I'm going to make a lot of money. Great, maybe a year. But today, I'm acting a little bit different. I'm still making offers all the time. I'm still trying to buy properties all the time, because that's what I do. I'm a real estate investor. Also a hard money lender, but I became tight in both. So if we're talking about the hard money aspect, all the hard money lenders, just like me, we become very tight with our money. Now we're looking at loans in a different way, because now we want you to have more experience, more protection to our money. We're going to offer a little bit less leverage, more protection to our money. We're looking for more insurance for our money, because now we're in an unknown zone in 2025 that we don't know what's going to happen in 2026 and 2027. It doesn't look good, but my job as a real estate investor and a hard money lender is to make it look perfect. And the way I can make it look perfect is by changing with the change. So as I started saying, I'm going to make offers that are way lower than what I used to make in 2023. So if, for example, I bought this property in Van Nuys for $1 million, actually $950,000. Okay, $950,000. I'm not going to round corners. I'm going to go exactly to the price. So it's $950,000. It's a 3-unit, and for me, it was a great deal. Why? Because $950,000, I'm getting like I think I get 3.3% or 3.5% interest rate, which the money is literally free. And now I have time to decide exactly if I want to add 3 more units. I want to rebuild the whole structure and make money off of that property, and I'll be happy. But then something happened. When the market start changing, now the strategy changed completely. So if I would to look at the property like that today, and they would offer it for $950,000, on the MLS, I give them a full price offer basically for $950,000. Today I would offer probably $800,000. Why? Because I'm gonna add extra cushion just in case something goes wrong in 2026. Just in case something goes wrong now with all the tariffs and the politics and the wars around the world. There's a lot of things happening around the world that can affect the real estate market. And as a professional real estate investor, I need to look at everything right now. I'm watching more news right now. I'm really aware of what's happening with the stock market. I'm looking all the time at the Feds. They're always promising, to cut the rates, and the rates will affect the market. So you're waiting for any signal as a professional real estate investor to make the change, because it's all about the change. You can't just sit and lay back and say, when the rates will drop, I'll make the money, I'll come back. But that's not true. I'm actually making more money right now than in 2023 when everybody supposedly made all the money. I'll tell you why. Today, sellers are scared. Sellers, they don't know what's happening, and people, most sellers, homeowners, they're not professionals. They're not like you and myself. We're in this business. We're listening to podcasts like Cup of Real Estate here. We're getting education, so we know exactly what our next move going to be. They don't. They don't look at those things. So when they're scared, when people are scared, they're making the wrong decision. And if you coming into the right seller at the right time to the right property in your location, guess what? This seller is probably going to make the wrong decision for today because he needs the money right away. He needs to sell. And then this poor decision that he made going to go to your benefit because who's going to make money off of this deal? You will. Okay? So that's changing with the change. I'm always looking for different sellers that I see that there is people that are scared a little bit. I just bought a property, literally 50 cents on the dollar. Every person I told them to, they're like, what? How the hell did you get it? You just got lucky. I didn't get lucky. I got smart because I'm thinking where I can find people that are more in trouble, where I can find people that maybe can get scared when I'm there in front of them as a professional. And I know how to play the game. I know what to tell them. I know how to talk to them. And therefore, I'm getting those type of deals. 50 cents on the dollar, it's an amazing, amazing deal. And in this market, you, the real estate investor that are following channels like at Couple Real Estate, by the way, you can find us on Instagram, YouTube, all over social media. We are here to educate you, to make you a better real estate investor. If you're going to sit in front of that seller, you're going to get an amazing deal because this is the best time for you right now. Right now, if you think about it, I'm a seller. Let's say I'm not in the business, okay? I own a house. My job is still kind of like going, but I'm unsure about what's happening with my job. The market, the stock market crashed, like almost crashed, like everything is like going downhill like crazy, like on every freaking day. And it's killing me because I have a 401k, pretending, right? I'm against 401ks, by the way, but pretending, let's say I have a 401k right now. It's all invested in the stock market. The stock market went down. I lost half of my money, if not all of it. And all I have is the equity that I have in my property. My property worth $1 million. I owe maybe $200,000 on it. So I'm sitting on $800,000 equity. Let's sell the property. I put this property for sale for $1 million. A month goes by, 2 months goes by, nobody makes offers. I call my agent. I'm like, hey, Mr. Agent, can you lower the price? The agent automatically is going to think, okay, how I'm going to sell it really fast. Not just for the seller to get his money because I can recognize that he's under pressure, but also because I want to make, as an agent, I want to make my commission already and be done with it, move to the next listing. They're going to lower it by $100,000, $200,000 easily. When a professional real estate investor like you're going to find a seller like me that just lowered the price by 10%, like $100,000, you're going to step in the game smart. You're going to step in the game. You're going to lowball this guy. You're going to tell him, what? I noticed you're under pressure. You're not going to tell him that, but you're going to think it. I noticed that you're under pressure. I see that you already lowered 10%. Maybe you're going to lower it 20 because I can get you the money really, really fast. If you're going to watch my other episodes, I was talking about hard money lending. That's what I do. I'm a hard money lender. People need me, even though my rates are higher and everything, comparing to the banks, of course. They still need me because I can act really fast. So in this scenario, for example, if you buy a property for $800,000 that's worth $1 million, the seller will give you that opportunity to buy it for $800,000. But he's going to say, can you get me the money right away in a week? What are you going to say? You're going to say yes, because I know Yanni. Yanni Raz. Or I know somebody else is a hard money lender. I want to work with him. I can get the money really fast. In order to get that deal, you must work with hard money lenders unless you have the cash in your pocket. Most likely you don't. Most people, they don't really buy it cash. You hear all the time, oh, this guy got cash offer, cash offer. They use hard money all the time. Nobody makes like real cash offer and put, stupidly $1 million just like that in a property. It doesn't work like that. People like to leverage. Smart real estate investors, they leveraging to buy more. Instead of putting $1 million in one property, so you put $400,000 in multiple properties and take hard money against them so you can leverage and scale your business. So this market in 2025, I believe that offers not just a huge challenge, but a huge opportunity, like an amazing opportunity for a strong real estate investor, a real estate investor that take the time, invest in time to come and watch a podcast, just like this one, Couple Real Estate. You come here, you invest your time, you're still watching. It means that you really care for your business and for your success. If you'll know the right things, what to do, because you need to change with the change and you're kind of like out in the dark, you need to figure things out. How are you going to do that if you're not going to get the right education from people that have experience? In this case, luckily, I have some experience, and the experience came from bad times. You don't learn when you're successful. You learn when you make mistakes. So I made a lot of mistakes in my career, and that's how I learned. And now I'm here to teach you at Couple Real Estate, and hopefully you're going to learn that and understand that in 2025, you have a massive opportunity to get rich. And a lot of people disagree with me, but they don't know a lot of people, they don't know what I'm talking about. But if you're going to get to my mind just for a quick second, it makes sense. Rates are high. Stock market is really, really low right now. People losing all their money. They have equity in their homes. They can't refinance because most likely they're not going to qualify. With the new rates, the underwriting changed completely. They need cash. And what do you do when you need cash? And you're stressed out on top of it, right? You need to make the wrong decision. They need to meet you. Now, how are you going to get to them? Now, that's a different story. You need to watch our other episodes. And hopefully there I'm going to teach you how to get a hold of those people. But you need to get a hold of those people right away, because I do believe this is the best time to create success in the real estate industry. So, bottom line, 2025 doesn't welcome lazy real estate investors. They're looking for those real estate investors that are willing to get creative. They're willing to get educated, to do the right thing in order to create for themselves success, because I do believe that this is a massive opportunity for you. A lot of people in 2008, 2009, they start buying properties on like 20, 30 cents on the dollar, and they became very, very wealthy by 2015, 2016. Not to talk if they kept the property until today. They made a lot of money. So now there's some kind of like the same opportunity, but it's not as low as it used to be in 2008. But everything shifts that way. So you need to notice exactly what's happening, not just in your area, but in the market in general, in the world, and in the US, of course, if you're from the US. This is a massive opportunity for you. So this is bottom line the tip. Let's go back to just what I wanted to tell you, because I wanted to not just educate you. Hopefully you got a lot of tips from me today, but I want to make sure that you're going to come back to the next episodes, because we're breaking down the real estate community to fractions, many different fractions, and we talk about different topics, because you do need to get educated with everything, included everything, because real estate, there's so many components in real estate, and if you understand everything fully, you'll be successful. There's no doubt in my mind, you'll be successful. I wasn't born into real estate. I came actually to real estate from doing nothing in my life. I was a complete bum until I discovered real estate, and I became motivated, and I became hungry and teachable, hungry for knowledge. once you get this knowledge, just like you got today, if you can watch it a couple of times just to understand exactly what I said, you will be successful. You will create huge opportunities in 2025 and 2026. Hopefully, it's going to get even worse because for you, it's going to get better because you have the education going. Follow at Capo Real Estate. We're sponsored by HML Investments, hard money lenders. We're here to educate you, make you a better real estate investors. At Capo Real Estate, like and subscribe to our channel. Get educated, become massive real estate investor that is super successful. Right here, we have more episodes going. Click right here, learn more, and rise it up.